here again with another Shameless Season 5 episode review video. Before I get into that, though, pretty important, if you are caught up to the point where I am, and you're watching Shameless, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention as well as put in the description. If that happens to be the case and you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. And for all of you that are wondering, this is my second time watching this show. This will be Shameless Season 5, Episode 3. The title of this episode is called The Two Lisas. And this will be my review, reaction, recap after just finishing watching the episode. We have another raid at the Alibi. Looks like Rub and Tug is over with. Frank brings his Milk of God's beer to the Alibi. And a guy there that's going to throw some sort of gathering wants to buy 6 cases of the Milk of Gods from Frank. The huge tipper, Angela's back at Patsy's. She asks Fiona to dinner. I'm not sure if Fiona actually swings that way or not. I don't remember. But Fiona declines. But that doesn't mean she'll stop asking Fiona. And again, she gives $100 and doesn't even get anything. I don't think she did. Or maybe she got like a coffee and that was it. Or latte. Ian's actually cleaning Mickey's place, and it's actually driving him nuts. Kenyatta tells Mandy that she's going to go to Indiana with him as he got a new job offer. And Sheila's trying to talk with Frank, asking him a bunch of questions about the RV and these two lesbians who their names are both Lisa. And Frank just is all he's focused on is making this beer, the Gods of Milk, the Milk of Gods, for this customer at the Alibi, and he's basically ignoring her. Debbie comes to Sheila's, and Sheila thinks Debbie with her new haircut looks like Reba McEntire, and Sheila gives Debbie some of the Frank's beer that was left sitting on a counter in a tray or rack or whatever you want to call it. The musician guy is at the Patsy's, and I don't remember his name, the main one, at least to start the main one, and he is more attracted to Fiona now. Holly isn't really fond of Carl anymore, unfortunately for Carl, and Carol's at Kevin B's since Rub and Tub has been shut down. V comes up with the idea of using the upstairs Stan's old apartment where they were having Rub and Tub as a breast pumping place, because not many people breast pump these days apparently, according to them. V comes up with the idea of doing that, and Debbie invites Maddie over for a party that she's going to throw that Fiona is okay with as long as she keeps everything under control. Frank is going to sell Sammy to get a barrel, or this thing he's going to sell basically his daughter. Like, I'll let you fuck my daughter after you take her back to, she takes you back to her trailer, it's on then. So Sammy says she needs a penis break now. Ian tells Lip that Kenyatta is taking Mandy to Indiana, and he kind of hints to him like, hey, you should tell her you like her, you love her, and you devalued her, and she's actually very valuable in her life compared to Karen, the psychopath, who I didn't mind Karen, but I'm realizing now that Mandy was a better character the second time rewatching this show. And it turns out that the musician has a girlfriend, so Fiona has to say that she's Gus's girlfriend, and then Fiona kisses Gus. We will learn a lot about Gus, and fuck you, Fiona, the F word. Oh, love that episode. Frank's ignoring Sheila again. I don't know why Sheila puts up with Frank, because he really doesn't give a shit about her, I think, but it is what it is. And Sheila tells Frank she's selling the house whether or not he likes it, and she wants to get an RV, and she's going to sell the house to a few lesbians named Lisa. Carl is the highlight of Debbie's party, at least at the moment, according to some of the females that were invited to Debbie's party that I don't think are really friends with her. They just heard about it and then they showed up. Lip tells Mandy she's beautiful, smart, and a good person, and then Lip and Mandy start screwing around, and then during this, Mandy tells Lip she loves him, and Lip looks puzzled and doesn't respond, and then just keeps going, other than looking very surprised as he continues to make love to Mandy Malkovich. Maddie gets wasted at Debbie's party and needs to lay down, and they eventually go up to to Debbie's room. There's a couple there up there screwing, and Mandy, why do I keep calling her Mandy? Debbie says, "Hey, it's my room," and there's actually a reused condom on her bed, and she just takes it and throws it away. And then Maddie lies down, Debbie lies down next to her, and then Debbie actually starts to have sex with Maddie. We don't actually see it, but apparently his penis was working very well, and she thought that he wanted to, he was kind of asleep, so that's what happens. What happens when you're asleep sometimes? But she basically raped him. She did rape him, so that's crazy. And then Gus talks to Fiona about the musician. And Gus actually invites Fiona out for coffee. Lip's waiting outside for Mandy in the morning that she was supposed to move, but Ian tells her that she left about an hour ago. I don't recall if this is the last episode that Mandy's in, aside from the one brief appearance she makes later on where we find out, spoiler alert, that Mandy turned into a high-priced escort. I don't remember if this might be it for Mandy, so we're going to lose a couple characters in this episode if that's the case. And then the coffee place is actually closed, and Gus says that Fiona can come over to his house. One of the Lisas tells Carl we don't scare easily because he's been doing stuff all around the neighborhood to try to prevent them from wanting to essentially take over the neighborhood. And then Debbie screams that she's a woman. She runs outside, she chugs some orange juice, getting it all over, and I'm a woman! Congratulations, Debbie, you raped a guy in his sleep to get that title. Fiona tells Gus she doesn't have time to listen to music, and Gus says that he'd die without music because, well, he's a musician, so... And then Gus starts playing a song, and eventually Fiona's like really into it and kisses Gus before he's done with the song, says, "Holy shit." So pretty amazing song. Good job, Gus. And then Lip, while working with Tommy, actually tweaks his back. He seems to be okay, but something happened there. And Tommy's like, "You better not do workman's comp because I got another Mexican that's waiting to take your job." And Maddie talks to Debbie and knows that Debbie date raped him. Says, "Don't call me." I don't know if this is the last time that we see Maddie again. I don't know. I keep forgetting when characters leave. I know Fiona, spoiler alert, leaves at the end of season 9. And, anyway. Debbie tells Lip that she raped Maddie. Lip can't believe that Debbie lost her virginity. Sheila has Tef's driven a new RV, a very nice RV, and that's why she wants to travel the world and go meet up with Jody and Karen. And Frank tells Sheila that he wants to renew their vows because he was essentially in a coma when they got married. So he wants to, he's doing this scheme to try to get out of moving. I don't know why Frank doesn't want to move and just travel the world with Sheila. I mean, I don't know. Maybe because he won't be able to have as much fun, I guess. And Debbie tells Fiona, "I don't want you to judge me. I don't want to go into details. I want to tell you something, but that's it." And she tells Fiona that she had sex last night. And then Fiona asks, was she careful? And Debbie's like, "Yeah." And then they just kind of hold hands, and Fiona kind of smiles like she's happy for Debbie, but Debbie doesn't go into details about what happened, how it happened. Sammy is furious that Frank tried to pawn her off to the guy at the salvage yard or junkyard or whatever it was for sex. And Frank, after Sammy's furious, he gets mad at both Sheila and Sammy. Now, he was in the basement trying to make his milk of gods, and he had the gas turned way up, and he was sweating. He was in boxer briefs, and he tells Sammy like she's needy and whatever, and he tells Sheila that she wouldn't even come out of her house for a long time and all this stuff. And Frank's like, I'm sick of it. And then all of a sudden, Sheila's house actually explodes. Now, keep in mind, the guy at the salvage yard or junkyard, whatever he was, and I don't remember his name, he was actually down in the basement taking a sip of Frank's beer. And when the house explodes, we see the leg of the guy that's wanted Sammy comes. Now, I don't recall if he's actually completely dead. He probably is, but maybe he does have just a missing leg or something like that now. So Sheila, after Frank snaps, decides to get in the RV, leave, ignore everything that Frank's saying, due to Frank calling her a whack job. And Frank has, he turned the gas up and her house exploded. I'm surprised she wasn't more unhappy. And then we do have a mid-credits scene where the the two Lisas say something that they'll have a little extra money because of what happened to the house or what they don't have to buy or something like that. So that's what officially ends the episode. So pretty crazy episode. I knew Sheila was leaving the show, obviously. I thought it was at the end of one of the seasons, but I believe this was it. If I remember correctly, she leaves in an RV and we don't see Sheila Jackson or Sheila Gallagher again. So I'm going to score this episode an 8.7 out of 10. The characters of the episode I'm going to give to Frank, and I'm going to give it to Sheila. Maybe she wasn't as important in this episode, and you could even give it to Gus and Fiona, but with the events and Sheila's last episode, you got to give it to Frank and Sheila. And then Debbie, while she was really important in this episode, this is like the turn of Debbie being one of the most unlikable characters on Shameless. And I've already started to get irritated with her, but this is really, really taking that to an extreme. So you've heard what I have to say. Now, of course, it's your turn. If you're a fan of Shameless and want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, make sure that you Hulk smash the like button, share the video with a friend, put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Click right here to check out my Shameless series finale rant video if you've seen every episode of Shameless. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And JDev will return.